Good morning, my name is Ben, and I will be giving a reflection. In today's gospel, Jesus gives both sight and insight to a man born blind. This reading tells us who Jesus is and what he means for our lives. At the same time, this particular reading is a teaching on the nature of sin and the challenge of discipleship. Our reflection and prayer is focused on the following point. The passage begins with some interesting details that give us a key with which to understand the whole scene. For example, it tells us that the man was blind from birth. In Bible study, we learn that the Greek text says that he was blind from his genesis. That has a double meaning of both birth and creation. By using this term, John is telling us that Jesus is not someone who comes to simply restore things to the way they once were, that is, to return the world as it was before the fall. Rather, Jesus comes to establish a new creation, a new Genesis, and he does it through touching the man's eyes with mud and having him wash in the waters of Siloam, which means the sent one. These are all images of the sacrament of baptism. You see, in baptism, we become a new creation in Christ Jesus. Just as Adam was formed from the dust of the earth and breathed with the Spirit of God, so now Jesus takes the dust of the earth and covers it with himself. He then applies this remedy for blindness to the man's eyes for healing. The word for healing in Greek is the same word for salvation. What Jesus is offering this man is not only the healing of his blindness, but also the gift of salvation by uniting him with God in Jesus. However, the man must cooperate with God's grace and follow Jesus' invitation by going and washing in the pool of Siloam. John tells us that Siloam means sent, and throughout John's gospel, Jesus states that he is the sent one of God. Thus, to wash in the pool of the sent one is to wash in the water that is Jesus Christ himself. Wow! The man born blind represents all of us who are naturally born unable to see God and the world clearly, and who need to be recreated in the waters of Jesus, baptism, so as to receive the healing, saving gift of himself. In John chapter 9, verses 34 through 38, the man born blind is unrightfully judged by the Pharisees and is thrown out for recognizing Jesus as a prophet. The blind man's eyes were opened by Jesus, and he becomes a follower. So I'll end with a question to think about, that being, are we leading lives in which we see? Because new creation is not the goal of a Christian life, it is really just the beginning, and what a beginning it is. Thank you.